Welcome back. We're coming to you live from the Has a Small Penis Theater. Let's see him put his name in front of that.
Oh, snap!
Oh man, is he gonna be mad his wife wasn't nominated for this.
Hollywood had its biggest night, the 98th Academy Awards, and Conan O'Brien and Jimmy Kimmel spent it brutally mocking Donald Trump and MAGA in front of millions of people. And MAGA was not happy about it. They were all over Twitter complaining. It was Conan O'Brien's second year hosting the Oscars, and he promised publicly to stay apolitical, to keep it clean, to avoid the Trump stuff. However, that lasted all of 90 seconds. Immediately during his opening monologue, Conan went after Trump's BFF Jeffrey Epstein, Trump protecting pedophiles, and MAGA, and then later on, former Oscars host Jimmy Kimmel made fun of Trump and his wife Melania. Don't worry, I'm gonna break them all down so we can laugh at them again.
Coming to you live from the Has a Small Penis Theater. Let's see him put his name in front of that.
Now, Conan never said Donald Trump's name because he didn't have to. There's only one person in America right now who's been desperately slapping his name on everything since getting back into office. The U.S. Institute of Peace, renamed as the Donald J. Trump U.S. Institute of Peace. The Kennedy Center, also renamed the Trump Kennedy Center. And not just renamed, after Trump took office, he assigned himself as board chair and artists immediately started pulling out from performing. Ticket sales plummeted, so now he's spending our taxpayer money on renovations, including, and I'm not making this up, marble armrests. The building is now going to be closed for 2 years to cover up for the fact that it's failing. Not to mention, Trump appointee Richard Grenell has been fired as the head of the Kennedy Center and is crashing out over it while claiming that he and Trump fixed the Kennedy Center.
Right.
Everything Trump touches dies, or at least everything he puts his name on. Oh, and get this. Trump demanded that Dulles Airport and Penn Station be renamed after him in exchange for releasing federal funds. Trump later denied the whole thing, posting on Truth Social that the idea was brought up by certain politicians and construction union heads, not me. Let me guess, one of those people just happened to have the same name as Trump's alias. John Barron. The petulant child who renamed the Kennedy Center, renamed the Institute of Peace, is spending $400 million to build a ballroom bigger than the White House, and has plans to build an arc in DC called the Arc de Trump, wants you to know that Penn Station was not his idea.
Sure, Jan.
This guy is out here trying to fabricate a legacy by branding buildings like it's one of his countless bankrupted companies. So naturally, Conan decided to mock Trump by giving the Oscars Theater a new name with him in mind. Turns out, the small penis conversation was not just happening at the Oscars. Trump was busy on his phone firing off a late-night True Social rant defending Mark Levin's micro penis.
I'm sorry. What?
This freakout all started after Mark Levin had been going after Megyn Kelly on Twitter, calling her, quote, an emotionally unhinged, lewd, and petulant wreck. Kelly responded by writing, I'm sorry you have a micro penis, Mark Levin, but don't drag the rest of us into your drama. Now, how she knows that detail? I don't want to know. And then doubled down with, micropenis Mark thinks he has the monopoly on lewd. So Levin tattles on her, and that's when Trump comes in with, Mark Levin, a truly great American patriot, is somewhat under siege by other people with far less intellect, capability, and love for our country. Those that speak ill of Mark will quickly fall by the wayside, as do the people whose ideas, policies, and footings are not sound. They are not MAGA. I am. And look, Trump's sensitivity around this subject makes a lot more sense when you remember what Stormy Daniels said on Jimmy Kimmel's show.
If you had to, the lineup you mentioned, and picking it out of a lineup, which of these mushrooms, orange mushrooms, would most represent the commander-in-chief of the United States military? Oh, is this the one?
It's a nubbin! What? It's a nubbin!
Look, I don't know how I'm sorry, what's that? Marjorie Taylor Greene said Mark Levin had a micropenis too.
What is going on?
I wholeheartedly support Megyn Kelly telling the world that Mark Levin has a micropenis. And Trump's gigantic defense of Levin only enraged the base more. MAGA destroyed by micropenis Mark Levin. Holy shit! But Conan was just getting started.
It's the first time since 2012, that there are no British actors nominated for Best Actor or Best Actress. Yeah, British spokesperson said, yeah, well, at least we arrest our pedophiles. So, we got that going for us.
On February 19th, the pedophile, formerly known as Prince Andrew, was arrested following the release of new Epstein documents. Then, on February 23rd, Peter Mandelson, former British ambassador to the United States, was arrested as well. Two powerful British men arrested, facing accountability. Meanwhile, in the US, multiple high-profile Americans have also been named in the Epstein files, including the current president, Donald Trump. and not one of them has been charged with anything. Trump has claimed the files prove that he's been, quote, totally exonerated.
Well, you know, I'm the expert in a way because I've been totally exonerated. That's very nice. I can actually speak about it very nicely. I think it's a shame. I think it's very sad. I think it's so bad for the royal family. It's a very, very sad. To me, it's a very sad thing. When I see that, it's a very sad thing. It's really interesting because nobody used to speak about Epstein when he was alive, but now they speak. But I'm the one that can talk about it because I've been totally exonerated. I did nothing.
First off, calling yourself the foremost expert on Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile ring is not the flex that Trump thinks it is. And second, Trump expressed more sympathy for the royal family over the arrests. This is a monster who feels more compassion for accused rapists and pedophiles than he does a single one of Epstein's victims. But here's where it gets worse. When the Justice Department released more Epstein documents, reporters quickly noticed that records were simply missing or had been deleted. Among the missing documents was interviews with a woman who told the FBI that when she was 13 years old, Jeffrey Epstein trafficked her to Donald Trump and that he beat her after she bit his penis. Sorry, there's a lot of mention of Donald Trump's, you know. So just a review. In Britain, arrests are made. In America, Trump says he's clear of any wrongdoing.
I should warn you, tonight could get political, okay? And if that makes you uncomfortable, there's an alternate Oscars being hosted by Kid Rock. Yeah, it's at the Dave & Buster's down the street. A lot of tickets for that.
After Charlie Kirk was assassinated, MAGA's Turning Point USA organized an alternate Super Bowl halftime show opposite Bad Bunny's main event. Why? Because Bad Bunny is Puerto Rican and speaks Spanish, and a loud corner of MAGA was furious that someone they did not consider white or American was headlining the biggest stage in sports. Never mind that Puerto Rico is a US territory or that Puerto Ricans are American citizens, but then again, no one ever said racists were smart. So they staged their own show, Kid Rock headlined it, and people immediately started calling out Kid Rock for lip syncing. Then Kid Rock went on a full-blown press tour to prove that he had not lip synced.
If it would have been a lip syncing like people are trying to, you know, the left is trying to throw me under the bus again, and the mainstream media and social media tries to amplify it, it would have been super easy to sync it up if it was pre-recorded. It was very difficult for the Turning Point production crew, who, by the way, I can't say enough good things about, but this was very difficult for them. I'm jumping around the stage like a rabid monkey, rapping my song, and I'm taking breaths, and my DJ's filling in the other parts of it, and it was very, I even told him when I saw the rough cut, I was like, you guys got to work on that sync. It's off. So it was just a syncing issue that they had, and I know they tried to get it right. It was very difficult.
He admitted the show was pre-recorded. He performed the mental gymnastics of a man who absolutely, definitely, 100% lip synced. Oh yeah, and Erica Kirk didn't even attend the event that she helped create. And the people who watched the Super Bowl with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago watched the halftime show with Bad Bunny. Awkward. So while MAGA built an entire show to keep a Puerto Rican off their TV, Conan's response was to say hello to millions of people in Spanish.
Oscars are being watched by more than 1 billion people around the world. Yeah, let's say hi to some of them. If you're watching from Spain, hola, soy Conan O'Brien. Es un placer darle la bienvenida a los Oscars. If you're seeing us in Argentina, hola, soy Conan O'Brien. Es un placer darle la bienvenida a los Oscars. And to our friends in Los Angeles, hola, soy Conan O'Brien. Es un placer darle la bienvenida a los Oscars.
Trump has spent years telling the world that diversity and multiculturalism are a threat. Conan spent 3 minutes proving it deserves a standing ovation.
If I can be serious for just a moment, everyone watching right now around the world is all too aware that these are very chaotic, frightening times, okay? It's at moments like these that I believe that the Oscars are particularly resonant. Check it out. 31 countries across 6 continents are represented this evening. And every film we salute is the product of thousands of people speaking different languages, working hard to make something of beauty. We pay tribute tonight, not just to film, but to the ideals of global artistry, collaboration, patience, resilience, and that rarest of qualities today, optimism. So let us, please, celebrate. Let us celebrate. Let us celebrate, not because we think all is well, but because we work and hope for better in the days ahead.
And Conan wasn't the only one throwing punches. Jimmy Kimmel joined in on the fun too.
Oh man, is he going to be mad his wife wasn't nominated for this. And the Oscar for documentary feature film goes to Mr. Nobody Against Putin, David Borenstein.
Melania Trump released a documentary this year, a $75 million vanity project that made back a fraction of its cost. It was funded by Jeff Bezos as a clear bribe to Donald Trump and directed by Brett Ratner, a man accused of sexual assault and harassment who was also, you guessed it, good friends with Jeffrey Epstein. Jimmy Kimmel had already mocked this movie on his late night show and called it one of the weirdest things he had ever watched.
The frontrunner for the Razzie, the $75 million documentary Melania, came out last night on streaming. Very exciting. Between this and Sinners, it's been a big year for vampire movies. This documentary is mostly just Melania trying on outfits for the inauguration, but there are also some fascinating insights into Flotus's relationship with Flatus, her husband. This is a real conversation. This is not a Trump impersonator. Melania is on the phone with her husband the night the election results were certified by Congress.
Hi, honey.
Hi, Mr. President. Congratulations.
I will tell you, it's great.
That's fantastic.
Did you watch it?
I did not. I had meetings all day,
You really should try and watch it. It is amazing.
I will see it. Yeah, I will see it on the news. So, but that's great. Congratulations.
Congress certified all the
Good.
votes.
Yeah.
These numbers, nothing
Yes, sir.
like it has happened before, ever. It's a landslide.
That's for sure.
Looks like it's going to be about 312 to 226.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's one of the funniest conversations I've ever heard. It almost makes me feel a little bad for him. She does not care at all. We got a glimpse of his intense and never-ending persecution complex. He was upset to learn there was a big college football game on the night of his inauguration.
But we are competing with the championship
We
game.
are competing, and we've
How
been...
did that happen?
I'm unsure, sir.
Well, we always had this date because this date's been here for hundreds of years. So they put a game.
We're working extremely closely with the networks.
I know, but why did they have to put the national championship at the same time?
Unclear.
They probably did it on purpose.
That's right, yes. Every Division I school in America got together many years ago to make sure the national championship game would be scheduled on the night his inauguration ball was happening to take attention away from him. I think that calls for a tactical strike on the NCAA. I don't know.
Then Kimmel really went after Trump and CBS.
As you know, there are some countries whose leaders don't support free speech. I'm not at liberty to say which. Let's just leave it at North Korea and CBS. Fortunately,
CBS has been undergoing a very visible right-wing transformation since Trump took office. Executives replaced, journalists fired, coverage killed, and the network also agreed to a $16 million settlement with Trump over a 60 Minutes interview that was a direct capitulation to political pressure.
fortunately for all of us, there is an international community of filmmakers dedicated to telling the truth, oftentimes at great risk, to make films that teach us, that call out injustice, that inspire us to take action. And there are also documentaries where you walk around the White House trying on shoes. Here are the nominees for documentary short film.
Actually, you know what? The audience's laughter right there reminds me of how they responded to Kimmel mocking Trump at the 2024 Oscars.
I was told we have like an extra minute, and I'm really proud of something. I was wondering if I could share it with you. I just got a review, and has there ever been a worse host than Jimmy Kimmel at the Oscars? His opening was that of a less than average person trying too hard to be something which he is not and never can be. Get rid of Kimmel and perhaps replace him with another washed up but cheap ABC talent, George Slopanopoulos. He would make everybody on stage look bigger, stronger, and more glamorous. Blah, blah, blah. Make America great again. See if you can guess which former president just posted that on Truth. Anyone? No? Well, thank you, President Trump. Thank you for watching. I'm surprised you're still watching. Isn't it past your jail time? It's focused on the important stuff for sure.
From prison jokes to micro-penis theaters, pedophile arrests, and a vampire documentary, the jokes keep changing, but the target stays the same, and millions of people showed up to watch comedians say what the news is afraid to. Thanks for watching What Was That? This show is powered by viewers like you, so if you'd like to support my work and get access to more episodes and breakdowns, you can join the community at whatwasthat.show for just $10 a month. Your subscription helps keep What Was That independent. No corporate filters, no outside agenda, just honest storytelling with a sense of humor. You can also find What Was That on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen. I'm Gabe Sanchez, and I'll see you next time on What Was That?